All I want, all I wanna be, I know. All I want, me and you. All I want All I want Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Borna Coric, and Tsitsipas has started off pretty strongly, 30 love straight away in this opening game and set as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section or the live chat even. Tsitsipas goes out wide into the forehand of Coric, into out forehand from Tsitsipas, and into in forehand from Coric again. Forehand to forehand here, and a mistake from the Croatian Borna Coric, who finds the net. So it is a 40 love, and I'm not sure what's going on with the score here because it's saying 40 love here, but no 40 love here. I don't know. Strange. There we go. We got up. Okay. Matthew in the house. Matthew, how you doing? Yeah, Nadal news. We're going to talk about that if anyone wants to in a bit. Because serve on a tee from Tsitsipas. The second serve forehand from Coric goes wide, trying to go into out with the return. So an easy hold to love to start off here from Stefanos Tsitsipas. And you're saying how much more time? Yeah, we're starting. Hi, Nudge, how you doing? Hi, Bimba Bimba. Lovely name, love it. Matthew says, Steph wins in 3, and as you know, my predictions are pretty accurate. They're pretty accurate. They're pretty accurate. Just as accurate as mine, which means not that accurate though, Matthew. You said Swiatek in 2 didn't happen. Rybakina won in 3. Retirement fine. And Holger Rune did win, like you said, and I said that as well. But he won in 3 sets, which is my specific prediction. So I think we're about on the same level, which don't take too much from that because it doesn't mean much. Minoris says, "Yo, Fazan, yo, Minoris, how you doing?" Okay, Borna Coric is Let's start off proceedings here on his serve now. Looking to level things up here. Love one in this opening set. Second serve into... Oh, well. It's long from Coric, so double fault. Tried to go into the backhand, but it was a big double fault. The crowd trying to get behind him, almost trying to say, oh, come on, you can do this. Now, interestingly, by the way, Coric has actually won the last 3 matches between himself and Tsitsipas. That's excluding the United Cup. So I'm talking about knockout tournament matches. I guess United Cup does make a difference. However, all 3 of those matches were on hard court. The one match they have played, which was actually ironically in Rome as well, but it was 5 years ago in 2018. Tsitsipas won, but Coric leads the head-to-head 3-1. So yeah, massive advantage. Backhand to backhand exchange, and Tsitsipas finds the net with his backhand 15-all. Matthew says Fazano predicted Rune to KO Djokovic as soon as the draw came out. Well, that's a good pick, to be fair. That's a good pick. Yeah, initially I didn't actually, to be honest. It's only when I sat down and did the preview and prediction video, and then I just thought about how both players are looking, and also the surface conditions, how Holgruner matches up, the recent match in Paris. Good serve from Coric into the backhand of Tsitsipas, who finds the net. So 30-15, Tsitsipas, he's going to struggle with Coric's serve, even on this slow surface, because he gets a lot of spin as well. Coric, when he hits that kick serve, has a good kick serve out wide to the backhand. Decent backhand return from Tsitsipas. We're going backhand to backhand here. Coric's backhand is very good as well. Great forehand on the run from Coric, but Tsitsipas is too good, moving around beautifully there. Mean twin forehand, making Coric defend on that forehand side, and he gets a pretty nice forehand to attack down the line. It's a clean winner for the Greek. Very well executed, and that forehand is a real weapon. It really is. Tsitsipas with a fantastic forehand there. 30-all. Serve out wide is in. Decent return from Tsitsipas on the stretch, I have to say. But Coric goes down the line with a forehand, and he does manage to get to 40-30. So out wide into our forehand from Tsitsipas. He ran around that a lot, but it gets the job done. Good deep return into the backhand corner. Coric shanks the into-out forehand. Mistimes it. So we are at juice. 1 game point comes and goes for Borna Coric. Backhand to backhand. Oh, it's another shank from Tsitsipas this time. Oh, good serve out wide. Short return from Tsitsipas. Good into in forehand from Coric. Serve out wide. Good kick serve. It's a short slice from Tsitsipas in the into and forehand from Coric. Beautifully put away. So he does hold in the end. Comfortable hold in the end, that is. 1-all. Serve down the tee from Tsitsipas is long. Second serve coming up. Ooh, second serve was decent, but it's a bad return from Coric. Drags it long. Got to do better there, surely. Short return from Coric again, this time from the backhand side, from the ad court, and Tsitsipas goes into out with the forehand, beautifully put away. Attacks that short ball, and well executed serve +1 play from the Greek, and he's arguably got, I would say, a top 3 level serve +1 combination. It's a real highlight of his game. Coric, though, has the ability to frustrate Tsitsipas, as I mentioned earlier. Has beaten him the last 3 times they've played. Tsitsipas goes out wide, though, with the serve, and the forehand from Coric finds the net 40 love. And he also surrendered leads as well in both those matches. Against Coric in, what was it, Cincinnati, that is. He was a break up, 3 love up in the first set, went on to lose it in straight sets, and then was a set and a break up in Vienna a few weeks later and ended up losing to him. There's a good serve out wide from Tsitsipas, then massive into in forehand. Coric not able to make that forehand. It is an easy hold again to love. So Tsitsipas is really cruising through his service game so far. Coric, a bit of a struggle in that first one, getting taken to juice. But so far, Tsitsipas looking the stronger, which isn't too surprising given that I think he's a lot better on this surface as well. And 78% of you have gone for Stefanos Tsitsipas, 22% Coric, 50 votes so far. I like it. Guys, remember to that like button, please, as well. If you haven't done so already, it's a big thumbs up button. Really does help us out. And do subscribe if you are new. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, as always. Hopefully, we're going to get a good match on our hands here today. Of course, the women's semi-finals are tomorrow, and the men's semi-finals will be on Saturday. Which, hold on, does that mean that is the men's final going to be on Sunday then? They're going to play back-to-back days, are they? Is that right? That seems a bit strange, does it not? Yeah, it will be. Intriguing. Well, forehand on the line. Volley from Coric is in. The lob from Tsitsipas goes long. $15 love. Max is Haves on everyone. Hey Max, how you doing? Max, I have great news to tell you. I'll tell you in a second. Backhand down the middle from Tsitsipas is short. Good forehand cross from Coric. Forehand on the line from Tsitsipas to try and pass him. Goes long or goes wide even. 30 love. Served on the tee, backhand in the middle from Tsitsipas, backhand into the net from Coric from the 1+ shot. 30-15. Oh, second serve is wide from Coric. Oh, sorry, is that second serve? Oh, it's first serve. Went for a very slow kicker for that first serve. Max says, I hope it's great news. It's pretty good news, yeah. I'll tell you in a second. Niha, how you doing, my man? Short return from Tsitsipas. Drop shot from Coric. Oh, little dink down the line from Tsitsipas. Lob from Coric is not good enough. Smash isn't good enough from Tsitsipas, though. Coric does get that back in play. He does. Another smash from Tsitsipas. Lets it bounce. Puts it away. Great point. Great point. 30-all. Nia says, hey, Fazan, long time no see. What's going on, mate? Not much, to be honest. We hit 5K subs, and we're on the road to 10K. We've got some new members, a commentary team as well. And yeah, it's all good. How about you? How about you? I feel like you come just before the slams, don't you, Niha? To get a feel, and then you're there in the thick of it on the slams, I feel. Max says, I wonder when will Stefanos take the break point? I don't know. Don't know. We'll see if he gets one. Coric goes wide with the first serve. Went for a very, very acute angle on that first serve. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the body of Tsitsipas, then goes forehand into out. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas, into out, forehand from Coric. Forehand into out from Tsitsipas, backhand to backhand here. Massive backhand in the middle from Tsitsipas, forehand in the middle from Coric. Forehand cross is missed from Tsitsipas. It is 40-30. Yeah, so Max, the good news is that I actually had a salad yesterday for dinner. So it's like this shredded salad with this like kind of, I would say, vinegary dressing. I don't know exactly what it was. Some croutons, very small cubes of mozzarella, bit of chicken in there, lots of veggies, of course, or salad even. So, yeah, it's nice, to be honest. Would have it again. You converted me. All this talk of salads, and now I might have to have more. It's a lot healthier, isn't it? To be honest, as well. Right, second serve here, 40-30 game point, and he's in A6, isn't he? Yeah. Second serve into the backhand of Tsitsipas that finds the net, though. It is game 2-all. Nia says, sorry, mate, I was away all this time with some academical stuff. Nice, no problem. Hope to be around for the entire Roland Garros 2023. Look forward to it. Rooting for Casper Ruud. Okay. Who would you normally root for? Would you normally root for Rafa and he's not playing, or do you always root for Casper Ruud? Max says, apparently I have the power of people eating salad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, says, do you mind if I shoot some tennis questions? No, not at all. Go for it. I'll answer them in between points or in between games. No problem. Go for it. Second serve down the tee from Tsitsipas into in backhand return from Coric backhand to backhand. A good depth from Tsitsipas, but then goes short with a slice, and it's a good forehand on the line. That's not good. That's not good from Tsitsipas. The initial drive backhand was great, cross court, great depth, and then for some reason he goes to the slice, and the slice is so short from Tsitsipas. Sits up nicely, and Coric just caresses it down the line. Clean winner, love 15. He's got a little inroad here. When I said, do you know who is the guy next to Steph's dad? Let me have a look next time they show it on screen because I haven't noticed. One Perdomo says Vamos. Vamos for who though? One. Is it Vamos for Tsitsipas or Vamos for Coric? You gotta let me know, Juan. Let me know. Second serve. Into out forehand from Coric. Forehand from Tsitsipas. Goes into in again. Forehand on the line from Coric. Drop shot from Tsitsipas is beautifully done. Oh, that's very, very good. Very good drop shot from Tsitsipas. Beautifully executed. I have to say he's got a very good drop shot, especially on the clay. I feel like he executes it well, especially when he's dictating with the forehand. Max says, I feel like specific ladies eat salad like a Jennifer Aniston who has her own salad recipe. Fair enough. Am I a lady now? Neil says, no, I'm just a fan of Casper's nonchalance. Love that guy. Brings an optimism despite the season he's had. Yeah, that's true. Second serve into the forehand of Coric. That goes long. That's a big missed opportunity for Borna. Coric at 15-all. Gets the second serve onto his forehand. Just goes long with it. So 30-15. Trying to go deep down the middle. Tsitsipas goes long with the first serve. Clips top of the net cord. Drifts long. 30-15. Second serve here. At 2-all in this first set. Second serve. Forehand into out from Coric. Then goes backhand on the line. He's missed it again. He's gone long again. Just trying to put a bit too much mustard, I think, on those ground strokes. 40-15, 2 mistakes. Brings up 2 game points for Tsitsipas. Max says, yes, if you eat salad, you'll be a Jennifer Aniston. Fair enough. Serve out wide, forehand from Coric down the middle. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas. Good depth, then goes into in. Forehand cross from Coric. Forehand to forehand. Forehand goes wide from Tsitsipas. 40-30. Great serve from Tsitsipas. The return is not made from Coric. 3-2. They're sweeping up the courts. Right. So, of course, some big news today as well with Rafa withdrawing from Roland Garros. So, yeah, a big omission from Roland Garros, a 14-time champion, of course. And Alcaraz went out early in Rome. And who else? Rune just beat Djokovic as well. So, there's all sorts going on at the moment. I feel like it's going to be quite open. Niha says, is Rune a part-time counterpuncher? I don't see him initiate any attack against Nole. Yeah. So Rune is, I think, to be very, very quick and precise about it, and concise even, Rune has lots of different ways that he can play. And I actually think counterpunching is quite a big part of his game. Casper's topspin versus Holger's ability to return every ball. Who's your pick? Holger's got a good topspin as well. I think Holger's got more variety. I do think Casper Ruud is very at home though. And I was looking at the tennis insights, which show shot quality throughout this week so far. And Casper Ruud's been not only at the top for forehands, so forehand quality has been the highest by Casper Ruud, but actually backhand quality, he's had the best backhand as well, which is incredible. All block return from Tsitsipas on the forehand side, drop shot from Coric is a clean winner, 15 love. So that's real positive signs if you are a Ruud fan, that his backhand, he's been hitting his backhand quality-wise better than a Djokovic or Coric or a Holger Rune throughout this whole week so far, which is crazy to think about. My pick, I've got to go with Rune. I think he's going to take a lot of confidence from that Djokovic match. I'm quite high on him as well. Casper Ruud, although in saying that, Ruud is a fantastic clay court. A massive surge on the tee from Coric. Tsitsipas can't make that return. 30 love. My take on Medvedev. So Medvedev should have, in my opinion, had better results on clay in the past anyway. Return on the tee from Coric. Short return from Tsitsipas into out forehand from Coric. Smash. No need to smash. The lob goes wide from Tsitsipas. 40 love. A chance to hold to love here for Coric. Yeah, so just quickly on Medvedev. Should have had better clay court results in the past anyway. But what I've noticed in the last few weeks in this clay court swing specifically is that he's been hitting the ball with a bit more coverage over the net, a bit more height over the net, and topspin. Not at all times. He still has the flat game that, of course, is his go-to, but he has more variation on the backhand of when he's willing to hit like that, and he has the stamina and endurance to stick with people in long rallies. And because he's been willing to hit his ground strokes with more height and topspin, it's just meant that he's managed to outlast people as Tsitsipas hits his return into the net. Good hold to love for Coric, 3-all. So, look, I mean, his style of game should, if we're talking about counter-punching, defensive walls, should be incredible on clay, but it's just because he hits the ball so flat, it doesn't. He never really used to get the purchase off the surface that he'd need. Now he's been happy to adjust and add a bit of variety to his game, and it's paying dividends, to be honest with you. So I'm really happy for him. I think he should be good on the clay. I don't necessarily think he'll, I don't know if he'll win a Roland Garros, but I think he'll be competitive on this surface, and he's been showing that so far this year. And of course, he made a quarterfinal 2 years ago at Roland Garros, losing to Tsitsipas in the end, who made the final that year. So, look, he can play on the clay. Jose says, "Hi, Jose, how you doing?" Oh, yep, good from Tsitsipas, 15-all first serve. Sean says, "What I like about Rune is his patience in his rallies and his placement. Good signs for a youngster." Yeah, agreed. Precise. It's precise, isn't he, with his ground strokes? Doesn't necessarily hit you off the court, but precise with ground strokes, good variety, and he's patient, as you said. He's got good shot tolerance. Smash from Tsitsipas is put away beautifully from the baseline. Lets it bounce. Max says, "I'm happy that Casper has found his groove again and is at the semis. Casper didn't have the best previous results recently." Yep, agreed. Agreed. Serve out wide at 30-15. Good lob return on the backhand side from Coric. Oh, Tsitsipas gets a very lucky net cord when the into out forehand. Loops in to Coric's side. He can't get there. He's stranded. 40-15. It's a good return, though. If he hits more returns like that, more likely than not, that forehand will go into the net, or it'll be a shorter one for him to attack. Served on the tee from Tsitsipas, and it's a serve and volley from Tsitsipas. I like that. Goes down the tee, comes forward, good backhand slice drop shot. Love it. 4-3 from 4-3 Tsitsipas. Sorry, even he nudges in front, and we're still on serve. Jose says Tsitsipas win. Yeah, I mean Tsitsipas has got a good look. I mean he is the favorite. I think 81% of you on YouTube have voted for Tsitsipas, so pretty high on him. Max says, "I think I've said this again if I can recall, but I hope Coco can defend her points at Roland Garros and singles." You haven't to me. I think Max, I hate to be a party pooper, I think it's very unlikely. I don't think she's making the final again. She's been in really, really poor form. And it's been a little bit strange and also disappointing, to say the least, because she's a very, very good player. And she, of course, is still quite, well, very young, to be honest. But it's the forehand just, it's not quite working at the moment. And there's something about it. I think there's obviously a lack of confidence there as well, to a degree, which isn't helping. But all in all, it's just not been great for her so far. Ash says Coric. Coric B win? What does that mean? Ash says Coric B win. Will win, maybe? Niha says, is Rude playing Geneva because he's got 250 points to defend, or could he just let that go if he gets the win over Runa? Would lose 10 points, but compensating that for a good lead time for Roland Garros. Yeah, it's a good question. I think it really depends. I think if he gets to the final of Rome, I don't think he's going to want to play Geneva. Although he hasn't played a huge amount of tennis because he had that break, so maybe he will. We'll see. I'm unsure, to be honest, on that. That's a good question. Maxis Fasana, I understand your perspective. There's a lot of competition in the WTA. There is, yeah. Yeah, she's doing really well. Her and Pagula, number one seeds. At least Coco's doing well in the doubles. At least, yeah, they're doing very well. Great serve out wide from Coric, 15 love. Great ace from the big Croat. I really like Coco Gauff as well, by the way. I just think there's some tweaks that need to be made in their game. A lot of people are very high on her. A lot of people would have thought and have been predicting her to have won a slam already. You know, she has that type of talent. She's got the X factor about her. There's some small tweaks, I think maybe technical tweaks that need to be made. And I think she'll be there. Good second serve into the backhand of Tsitsipas. Goes down the middle. It's an attackable ball. Charge those completely shanks that forehand. And it drifts wide. 15 all. Jose says, do you think Ostapenko qualifies? Ostapenko against Rybak? And I'm assuming you're asking whether you think, Jose, that Ostapenko will beat Rybakina. She's got a decent chance, to be honest. She's definitely more comfortable on the clay than Rybakina. The big question is going to be how does she return Rybakina's serve? If she manages to get into the Rybakina service games quite often, then it's going to be very difficult for Rybakina. But we'll see. Ostapenko also hits massive from the back of the court, so it's going to be a very powerful matchup, that's for sure. Backhand to backhand here. Coric goes into out with the forehand. Backhand on the line from Tsitsipas. Good depth. Forehand in the middle from Coric. Into in from Tsitsipas on the forehand side. Forehand to forehand again here. Drags Coric out. Tsitsipas with the forehand cross. And the slice from Coric goes wide. So it is 15-30. Tsitsipas looking to break here. And if he were to break, he'd go 5-3 up and serve for the set. So this is a massive game. Netza says, thank you for your transmission. No problem at all. Thanks for tuning in. Niha says, Rybakina is a new alpha. I mean, Swiatek had to retire. I have no idea, by the way. I was watching the match yesterday. I have no idea which way that match would have gone. I don't, genuinely. I think she got schooled in the first set. Second set, she fought really well, won that tiebreaker. Third set, I was on serve. Both players looking pretty good. Do you know? Oh, here you go. Forehand down the middle is missed. Max says Stefanos is lucky he doesn't have to face Carlos in the quarters. Yeah, agreed. Good into forehand from Tsitsipas. And the backhand from Coric goes long. 5-3. Tsitsipas, he gets the break mistake from Coric, and that's a pretty poor and sloppy game from the Greek. Great opportunity here now to serve for the match. Be extremely happy to get the late break here as well, right? Because now he's put himself in a great position. There's not really any chance of getting broken back. If he does his job, well, they just double faulted. Tsitsipas. Love 15. He's not going to make it easy for himself by the looks of it if he keeps on serving like that. Tsitsipas' dad cheering on his son. But yeah, I mean, I think Alcaraz is not a very good style for Tsitsipas, is he? Second serve into the backhand of Coric, short return into our forehand from Tsitsipas. Backhand, it's a lob, clips the baseline from Coric. Forehand cross from Tsitsipas. What a forehand from Coric! Has Tsitsipas on the stretch. Massive backhand cross from Coric. Comes forward. Smash is not put away. The first one, the second one isn't needed. As Tsitsipas tries to lob him again, goes long. Love 30. Coric is fighting here to get the break back, of course, and he has to break if he wants to stay in this set. If you're tuning in on Facebook, by the way, come over to YouTube as well. QualityShot Tennis, come and subscribe, get involved in the chat. There's a poll as well. And follow us on Facebook as well if you don't mind, helps us out a great deal. And subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and you're new. Thank you everyone that's liked the video as well. Does help us a massive amount with the algorithm. Good serve on the tee from Tsitsipas. On the stretch, Coric can only go long. 15-13, massive serve. I mean, clutch serving there from Stefanos. Max says, do you think it's possible for Stefanos to win a Grand Slam? Yeah, of course. I mean, he made the final of Roland Garros in 2021, made the final in the Australian Open this year. Don't see why he won't. And I think the only person stopping himself from winning a slam is himself, in honesty. I think, in my opinion, I think it's more a mental thing more than anything. And he'll make more Grand Slam finals. It looks like Rafa's not going to be playing many more slams. He's got, another year left in 2024 by the sounds of it now. Djokovic, he's started to become a little bit more human as well. As Coric dominates with the forehand there, goes into our forehand, then into in. Tsitsipas on the stretch goes long. 15-40, 2 breakpoint opportunities here for Borna Coric to get back on serve. Tsitsipas, could he? I mean, this is going to be crazy if he gives up this break of serve. He's serving for the set, but Coric has turned it on Tsitsipas. I think he's maybe got a bit complacent, in all honesty. Is this what's been the difference between himself and some of the top 1 or 2 players in the world? Well, maybe it's not, because it's clutch from Tsitsipas. Serve out wide is an ace from the juice side. That's 1 breakpoint save, 30-40. Served on the tee is in from Tsitsipas. Forehand in the middle from Coric. Then goes into out with a forehand. Tsitsipas, massive. Saves another breakpoint. Juice. Wow. Very good from Tsitsipas. Good fight. Neil says, whenever Rafa returns, he returns with barely 350 points in his bag. Does he play with the qualities to be present at the actual tournament? That could have some serious repercussions. Fans could go berserk. No. Because Nia, he would get a wild card, or he'd use a protected ranking. Done. Like, he's never going to play qualifiers for the rest of his career. Him, Djokovic, neither of them are going to. Backhand down the middle from Tsitsipas. Backhand to backhand here. Coric goes backhand into the net. Oh, wow. This is... Look, the first couple of points I have to say from Tsitsipas, clutch, serve, very good attacking play behind his serve. That one, though, Coric will be disappointed. That's an unforced error. Max says, I can see Novak winning Roland Garros, but we're not entirely sure on that. Yeah. I think best of 5, he's the favourite, in my opinion. But there are some players just behind, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won it either. Good deep return from Coric into out forehand from Tsitsipas. Backhand down the middle from the Greek. Into in from Coric. Forehand to forehand here. Down the line goes Coric. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas. Backhand cross from Coric. Slice down the middle from Tsitsipas. Forehand to forehand here now. Coric goes down the line. It's a drop shot. He's not going to get there. Beautiful drop shot from Stefanos Tsitsipas to seal the deal. and convert that set point. He takes the first set 6-3, saving a few break points in this game and fights pretty nicely to the set. 38 minutes gone, Tsitsipas 6-3 up. And he is one step closer to that semi-final spot. Pretty solid set, to be honest, from both players. With Tsitsipas just with that extra little bit of quality gone over the line there. Max says, I like the up-and-coming player from France, Arthur Fields. Yeah, very good. Max says, I hope the newcomers, Carlos, Holger, Sinner, etc., are hungry and determined to win Roland Garros. And they will be. 10 winners for Tsitsipas, 8 unforced errors, 4 for Coric winners-wise, 11 unforced errors. Yeah, I think the thing is, those guys don't have as much fear. Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune, Yannick Sinner, even Musetti on clay. These guys, they don't have fear. They don't really have the real fear factor when it comes to Djokovic or Nadal, etc. They might lose, but they're not going to lose because they're mentally being, completely dominated by the opponent on the other side of the net, and they already feel like they're going to lose going into it. Whereas, I think the generation of Tsitsipas, Zverev, Medvedev to a degree, but not as much. I think that generation, they are in Berrettini. These guys, when they play them, they've lost them so many times. They just think they're unbeatable. Like, what are we going to do? And it's a real. I feel like it really does hamper their chances against them. And I mean, even like for example, Tsitsipas is a good example. 2 sets to love up against Djokovic at Roland Garros in 2021, lost it in 5. Sinner 2 sets to love up against Djokovic last year at Wimbledon, lost it in 5. Tsitsipas this year, Australian Open final, and lost it in straight sets. Like that one, you can kind of understand a bit more because it's the Australian Open, his favorite surface, favorite tournament. Novak is incredible there and almost as good at the Australian Open as Rafa is at Roland Garros. But I just think that generation, they saw Nadal and Djokovic at their peaks, and they have definitely struggled, I think, with the prospect of playing them. Whereas I think this group of players, they're like, you're old. We can take you on. And you know what? We're going to be just as physical as you, and we're going to keep up with you. And we believe we can win. I think that's the real difference, the belief. Neil says, but with a wildcard entry, he would still play seeded players. He would, but nothing you can do about that, to be honest. Max says, let's hope Carlos goes full on Wolverine to win Roland Garros. Yoni says, win it, Coric, please. Well, we'll see. Well, he's a set down, Yoni. Matthew says, was that Tony Hadley that showed in the crowd? I think it was. I don't know who that is, to be fair, Tony Hadley. Have to explain that to me. Good serve on the tee from Coric, wins the rally here, backhand to backhand. Great depth on the backhand from Coric there. Then tries to go at more of an angle. Tsitsipas sticking with him, though. Great angle from Coric, steps in. Still going cross court. Wow, has he made it? He has. I was expecting him to go down the line after dragging Tsitsipas out. Instead, he just finds an even more acute angle. Beautiful backhands from Borna Coric. I need to improve my backhand. It's no near as good as these guys. Give me their 2-handed backhand. Give me Coric's. Good serve out wide, and the return very close to being in, but the call is out. 30 love. It was left from Coric. Brave leave. Yeah, it's a really good point from Nihal. You might think Holger has one better over Nole, but over a five-set match, you can't really do anything but pick Nole. Yeah, agreed. And that's kind of proof, right? The 2 instances I said. Tsitsipas was 2 sets to love up against him in 2021. Musetti was 2 sets to love against him last year. Was it last year? Lost in 5. Sinner, the same thing at Wimbledon last year. Best of 3 matches, those guys have already won. But in a best of 5, Djokovic knows how to pace himself incredibly well. And mentally, he's a beast. Shank from Tsitsipas. Oh, from Tsitsipas from Coric there, sorry, even on the backhand side. 30-15. Bit of a dodgy bounce. Matthew says, I don't see Steph winning a Grand Slam unless he gets a good draw and he doesn't have to face key rivals. I could see him winning Roland Garros. So out wide, backhand is in from Tsitsipas. Then goes backhand down the middle. Then goes forehand into win. Forehand down the line from Coric is long. 30. Also, what you have to remember is Tsitsipas had success on hard court against Medvedev at the back end of last year. Now that's a massive, massive plus. And I'll tell you why. Because him beating Medvedev on hard courts for me is a massive confidence booster. And what that means as well is that going in the Australian Open and US Open now as well, which I think he should do better. I think it's a slower hard court, slower hard court than the Australian Open. I think he's got a good chance. Even Wimbledon, like his game, he should be able to do pretty well on the grass, and he's making big strides. I think he'll win one, at least, in my opinion. He's still pretty young. He's got time. He should, but we'll see. You just never know, do you? With injuries, and as Matthew said, the draw, it can be difficult. And the problem is that these younger guys are coming through now, and they're fearless, and they're beating everyone as well. So it's difficult. It really is. Love from Tsitsipas goes wide there, 40-30, Borna Coric. Max says, when Medi was 2 sets up against Novak to win that US Open, I was like, I hope this doesn't go into 5 sets. Instead, it was straight sets from Medi. Yeah, I think that's also partly to do with the pressure, though, that Djokovic had trying to win the Canada Slam. I do think that affected him, in my opinion. Great serve down the tee from Coric there from the ad side, and he does hold to 30. Nudges in front here in this first set. Says Fazan is a fair point, but I think Medi has improved since those Steph defeats. Medvedev's forehand is a much better weapon. Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see, right? Because things, if Medvedev was to beat Tsitsipas in the semi-final they play, that's what I really want Tsitsipas to win. Because I think if Medvedev beats Tsitsipas on clay, then exactly the point you're making is Medvedev's improved quite a bit since the last time they played, and Tsitsipas hasn't. And Medvedev has now kind of managed to make a bit of a gap between the two. But if Tsitsipas wins, then you could say, okay, fine, clay, maybe why. But also means that he, can still stick with Medi, I think. But we'll see. Oh, good serve from Tsitsipas to the backhand. Return from Coric was unbelievable. Tsitsipas loops up the forehand, smash, put away from Coric, love 15. That return was beautiful into the forehand corner, great depth, and then puts away an easy smash. Neo says 1 Casper or Steph on a clay court, 2 Casper or Steph on a hard court. Hey, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Max says, I'm happy that team won the US Open and finally won a Grand Slam before injuries hindered him. Agreed. Second serve out wide from Tsitsipas, then goes into on the forehand. Forehand cross on Coric is missed. And Tsitsipas comes forward to the net. 15-0. The one that I'm more worried about winning a slam is actually Zverev. I think Zverev's got the least chance of winning a slam right now than a Tsitsipas compared to Tsitsipas, or even. Second serve, forehand in the middle from Coric. Forehand from Tsitsipas is missed cross court. And Tsitsipas will go and have a look. Yes, it's who's your pick between Casper and Steph? Oh, okay. Hard court Steph. Clay court, probably still Steph, to be honest. Max says, I hope Casper can improve his backhand. He does have a very powerful forehand. He does, yeah. So actually, I was saying earlier, Max, that the insights in terms of shot quality, he's actually had the best backhand this week in this tournament, that is. Oh, it's a great serve out wide from Tsitsipas. Gets the smash opportunity for the +1 after a very loopy Return and smash put away. Look at this. Forehand quality for set 1 from Tsitsipas is at 9.7. Wow. Out of 10, that is. Coric at 7.7. That's unbelievable from Tsitsipas. Served on the tee is just wide. So Rude's been hitting his backhand really well this week. Now, I think you make a good point there, Max. It does need to be improved. I think the consistency is what needs to be improved. Oh, that's a bad mistake. A bad mistake. I say second serve and a miss it from Coric into the net. 1-1. Nia says, you're wrong about that, Max. Casper has a better backhand than Steph. Steph's single-handed backhand looks flamboyant but isn't effective. I don't think Max is saying that Casper has a worse backhand than Steph. She's just saying his backhand needs to improve, which I agree. His backhand is better than Steph's, like you're saying, Nihad, but I agree with Max that his backhand also needs to be improved, and he has improved it. It just there is still room for improvement, more so on the consistency side. The serve is long. Oh, that looks in on Hawkeye, by the way. That definitely looks in. Second serve. Forehand in the middle from Tsitsipas. Forehand into out from Coric. Backhand down the middle from Tsitsipas. Forehand cross. Forehand's forehand here. Oh, Coric overhits the forehand down the middle. Love 15. When Casper advanced to a third round room, I was like, I hope he didn't lose. Casper tends to lose the next round after winning a match. Yeah, so far this year, that's been a trend, hasn't it? Hasn't managed to make many deep runs this year after a very good year last year. Good backhand return from Tsitsipas, then goes down the line with the backhand. Goes slice. Forehand into win from Coric. Forehand is short though from Tsitsipas. Backhand cross. Coric comes to the net. Slice from Tsitsipas into the net. 15-all. And there's a fist bump from Coric to his box. You know, that was a big point. Love 30, and it starts to become very tricky and messy for him. Guys, as well, remember to that like button, please. If you haven't done so already, it's the big thumbs up button. And do subscribe if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Sean says, I always liked Rude's forehand. I'm not sure why his game doesn't excite me, though. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. It's got good forehand, solid. This game just doesn't quite maybe have the X factor that I'm looking for. Sounds a bit weird. Serve out wide from Coric and easy volley put away. 30-15. Net points won, by the way. 5 out of 5 for Tsitsipas, 7 out of 7 for Coric. You don't see those kind of stats in most matches. Both players very good at the net so far, but also a lot of those have been smashes and very easy putaways in the net, to be fair. No real hard, I would say, net points won by either player. Although this could be one. It's a volley from Coric. Tsitsipas passes him, so that's now 7 out of 8. Beautifully done from Tsitsipas. Coric's backhand volley even wasn't good enough there. Approach with the backhand, came forward and went for the drop volley. It wasn't good enough. Tsitsipas gets there and flicks the forehand cross court past him. 15-30. Max says, 30 all even. I hope Casper can reach the quarterfinals at least in Roland Garros. Yeah, we'll see. I think he should be able to be honest. He started to pick up some form. Rome is very similar to Roland Garros. I think he should be fine. Serve done a tee is missed from Coric. Second serve coming up. Second serve, forehand down the middle. Forehand to forehand here. Tsitsipas goes down the line with a forehand, very loopy forehand, backhand down the middle. And Coric misses a regulation forehand, trying to go into out with the forehand. He's missed it 30-40. Niha says Casper didn't lose because he didn't face a top 10. He faced Sinner instead of Cerundolo. It would have been all downhill for him, though credit to him for being such a good clay courter. Yeah, maybe he loses to Sinner. I don't know, though, about that, to be honest. I think he would have had a good chance against him, too. 30-40 here, by the way. So it is a breakpoint opportunity for Tsitsipas. Coric with some uncharacteristic mistakes, you'd say. Also hasn't made a lot of first serves in this game so far. Second serve coming up again at 30-40. Second serve out wide, forehand into out from Tsitsipas. Good into in forehand from Coric. What a pass from Tsitsipas on the forehand side. Coric comes forward to try and volley, and the approach wasn't good enough. This wasn't good enough into in, and Tsitsipas gets there beautifully and passes him down the line. He does break 2-1 here, so he's a set and a break up, and exactly the same position he was in Vienna last year, and he did end up losing that match. So he could lose this one. You'd be surprised, though, wouldn't you? You'd be surprised. But yeah, very, very good in the end. Max says, I still need to watch your video of your analysis of Rafa not participating at Roland Garros. Yeah, please do. If I'll put the link in this chat as well for anyone who wants to check it out later. I thought, look, I mean, I tried to give as good analysis or opinion as I can on it. And look, at the end of the day, I'm not inside Rafa's head, but from what I saw and heard, it sounds like he doesn't particularly want or think he can be competitive this year in terms of winning slams anyway. Almost seems like he has written off the year potentially. He just wants to have a good year next year and probably be his final year, by the sounds of it. But yeah, I'll put the link in the chat if anyone interested in watching it later. Okay. So 2-1 Tsitsipas has the break. Serve out wide from Tsitsipas. Forehand to forehand here. Beautiful forehand behind Coric. Really good from Tsitsipas there. Clever play. His forehand has been firing today. And it is one of the best on tour when it's on song like this. Oh, serve into the body of Coric. Forehand here. Backhand cross from Coric. Has Tsitsipas on the back foot. Smash isn't put away though. Backhand from... Oh my gosh. Backhand from Tsitsipas to try and pass him. It's not a good backhand. Coric though makes a mess of the volley. His overheads need work. He's had quite a few smashes today that have ended up being either straight at Tsitsipas or just not hit hard enough or just not with enough intent into corners. And Tsitsipas has ended up winning those points. Second serve, backhand in the middle. Forehand into win from Tsitsipas is put away. What a forehand. That is an absolute rocket. Tsitsipas is firing on that forehand side. Nihal says, what's your take on McEnroe's statement on boosting the rankings for Rafa if he would have played Roland Garros? Why would he purposely place him in the top 4 seeds and push the rest down in just the number 4, 8, and 16? Yeah, no, it's stupid. In my opinion. Silly statement. Silly statement. Okay, 40-15. And hey, Casey, how you doing? Max says whoever wins in Rome Roland Garros will be a kiss from a rose. Casey says, me too, Max. I loved the last analysis video of yours I watched for Zan. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I was really happy that I got the whole Garuna Djokovic preview and prediction video, or prediction even right. Runa winning in 3 sets and pretty much doing exactly what I said he would do. So that was good. Sometimes I get some right. Good second serve, though, into the forehand of Coric, who finds the net with the forehand. So an easy hold to 15-3-1. Max's Hey Casey and the Sunshine Band. Sunshine Band. Is that a song? I'm just making it into a song. 84% of you have gone for Tsitsipas, and it's looking like 84% of you are going to be correct. Can Coric find a way back in this second set? That's the real question, isn't it? Serve into the body of Tsitsipas. Forehand on the line from Coric. Backhand is long from Tsitsipas. 15 love. Max says, I feel if I were to do an analysis video, I would have to try my best to speak eloquently. It sounds a bit hard. You know what? Sometimes it can be. I'm not, well, for the most part, because I've been doing it now for 2 years, over 2 years now. Most of the time I can do it off the cuff, and I know I can kind of structure how I'm going to speak and what I'm going to speak about, and I normally do it in certain stages. Good serve out wide from Coric, and the backhand return is long from Tsitsipas, so it is 30 love. But in other instances, I have to say, normally it's the start, the first 2-3 minutes, and there's been times where I've messed it up like 2-3 times. I have to redo the start, and then I keep on starting again. But once I get into the flow of it, I'm normally fine. Oh, good play from Coric. Good approach. Comes to the net. Puts away the volley this time clinically. So 40 love. But I mean, I don't think I'm that eloquent, am I, Max? Do I come across as eloquent in my analysis videos? Neil says Rude versus Steph. Rome final. Could be. Could be. Don't count out Holger Rune, though. Casey says, I don't know what your background is with tennis, Fazan. I used to be a pro player. Won 5 Grand Slams. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. Just play it. I play it. I had some coaching when I was younger as part of the Wimbledon Junior Tennis Initiative, which is a initiative where they scout through like schools in the UK, mainly local schools. And yeah, I got coaching from some really top coaches when I was younger, and that's it really. I play club level tennis now. But I'm pretty competitive. It's a pretty good level, but I'm not playing national tournaments or anything. I'm not at that level. I'm just an avid. I'm always avid fan of the sport and always looking to learn more and do a lot of reading up on tennis, listening to different people's opinions, trying to learn more and more from the real experts. And Tsitsipas hammering away with the forehand there. The into out forehand in the end. Too hot to handle for Coric, and the backhand goes long, 40-30. Niha says, you've got to be a good orator in the first place. Read books, Max. You know what? The funniest thing is I used to read a lot of books when I was younger. I haven't read a paper book, like cover to cover, in years, in all honesty. Casey says, thanks. That's cool. Thanks for sharing. No problem. No problem at all, Casey. Second serve, backhand cross from Tsitsipas. Backhand on the line from Coric is massive. Comes forward to the net, transitions well, and an easy drop volley put away from Coric. Very well executed. Definitely put that point together really well. So he stays in touching distance, and he'll keep on trying to push Tsitsipas. Max says, I would say you speak eloquently, Fazan, from your analysis videos to your live stream commentating a match. Thank you. That's very kind of you, to be honest. And it's good to hear as well. Sometimes I think I speak too fast, especially when I get excited. When I get excited about something, I tend to speak very, very quickly. And then I've kind of realized that, yes, a lot of the people that watch the channel are from the UK, where I am, or the US, or Australia, or Canada, so their first language is English, but there's going to be some people tuning in. Like, we have a pretty big presence, for example, in countries like Poland, Germany, Spain, Italy, Mexico, even like places like Kazakhstan, even Mauritius, like a lot of places, Japan. So if I'm speaking at 100 miles an hour, probably not the best thing for them. I guess they can always go onto YouTube and put it on 0.5 if I'm speaking super quickly. But yeah, I try my best to speak clearly, and hopefully it's not boring and it's informative, but it's also not too slow or too quick, and it's difficult to find that balance at times, but I try my best. Max says, Nihal, that's right, I do plan to improve my grammar. Your grammar's okay, it's fine. Max, how long have you been in the US for? Nihal says, joke, Max, what's your first language? JK. 3-2 here, Tsitsipas looking to consolidate the break yet again. First serve is long from Tsitsipas, second serve coming up. Second serve into the body of Coric, backhand into in, backhand to backhand here. Down the line goes Coric, comes forward, puts away the volley. Very easy volley as well. It's just a lob from Tsitsipas on the forehand, scrambling there. Coric did really well in that point to get on the front foot quickly. The returns, generally speaking, have been very good, actually, I have to say. Let's put him in a good position, but that backhand down the line is very dangerous from Coric, and when it's firing like it did just there, gives him a lot of impetus in the points. Oh, that's too good from Tsitsipas. Serve out wide from the outside. Drags Coric out. Coric then commits to trying to get back to the middle. Tsitsipas goes behind him and goes into out with the forehand. Max says, Fazan, I was born in the US. I've been living my whole life in the US. Nice. No, your grammar's fine then. Like, I mean, we're only talking on YouTube. This isn't an English. What's the word? This is an English competition, to be fair. So yeah. Or forehand to forehand, and the forehand from Tsitsipas is put away 30-15. Nice. So, Matt, and you're in California as well. Max, what do you do work-wise, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just out of interest. Casey says, grammar isn't big on YouTube. Yeah, that's true. Good side on the tee from Tsitsipas. Forehand miss from Coric. He just chucks his racket on the floor, throws it on the floor in frustration. Max says, oh, Nihal says, I'm from India. I can't really figure out what my first language is. Is it English? Is it Hindi? Neither. No, I'm just joking. Just trolling. JK. Max says, Fazal, thank you for telling me I have okay grammar. I try my best to not doubt myself for being able to write in terms of grammar, but that's on me to work on to not doubt myself. Yeah, have confidence. And that's what Tsitsipas needs to win a slam, Max. Confidence, trust me. He says, Max, I feel you're a creative soul into music. Okay, so that's a guess on profession. Interesting. Double fault from Tsitsipas at 40-15. Clips top of the net cord, stays on his side of the net. So it is 1 game point burnt. Can Coric take him to juice as his dad says, come on. in his box. Serve out wide is missed. It's gone out by quite a bit. Second serve in. Backhand is in from Coric. Good, very good depth. Good into forehand though from Tsitsipas. Wow. I have to say that's a very hard forehand to execute. The backhand return from Coric was pretty good. Very good depth, and Tsitsipas moves beautifully though round the backhand side of his own. And the into forehand, I mean, that's not an easy one to hit. And backhand miss from Coric into the net. Max says, Casey, thank you. Majoring in music at college would be nice, but I don't know what type of job I would have with a music major. That's true. So what do you do? What do you do work-wise or college-wise out of interest? This is no disrespect to people who are pursued a career in music. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true as well. 2-4. Second serve. Forehand is good from Tsitsipas. Forehand to forehand here now. Down the line goes Tsitsipas, but finds the net. Almost looks surprised he's missed that because his forehand's been so good today that he was expecting himself to make it. Backhand to backhand. Drop shot from Tsitsipas is beautiful. Wow. Backhand slice drop shot is going to cross the net. 15 all. Yeah, that's too good from Tsitsipas. I mean, beautiful touch and feel. You'll be the next Beethoven. Believe in yourself, Max Oven. Serve down the tee is a let. Max says, being a songwriter sounds nice. I have to work hard to write very eloquently when writing lyrics. Max is keeping her profession very close to her chest. Max says, I wanted this match to go 3 sets. Looking unlikely, but it could do. Second serve out wide, forehand from Tsitsipas finds the net. 30-15, Borna Coric. So that wide miss from Coric. Clips top of the net cord, drifts long. Second serve out wide. Backhand is in from Tsitsipas. Then goes forehand on the line. Is that too good? No, it's not. Slice from Coric is short. And I think Tsitsipas has painted the line with that backhand, has he? I think he has. Yes, he has. Wow. Great backhand in the end. It was definitely a close call. The backhand down the line is very good from Tsitsipas. Well struck. Max says, I'm not fishing for compliments. I promise Fazan and everyone. No problem at all. I know you're not. Don't worry. Backhand down the line from Coric. Forehand to forehand here. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas is in. Backhand from Coric. Backhand to backhand. Backhand miss from Coric. 30-40. Now this is a pivotal moment in this second set because if Coric is to get broken again, Tsitsipas would be a double breakup 5-2 serving for the match. He's had 2 breakpoint opportunities Tsitsipas. He's taken both. Coric has had 2 as well. That wasn't the same game. He didn't take either. And that's why he finds himself a set and a break down and having to save yet another break point. Backhand in the middle is short though from Tsitsipas. Drop shot's too good from Coric. Very, very good from the Croat. The serve got him out of trouble there because the return was made from Tsitsipas but very short. And gave him a chance to play that beautiful drop shot. good disguise from Coric. Serve down the tee from Coric, then goes forehand on the line. Smash is put away beautifully. Wow. Beautiful from Coric. Really good smash. Advantage to him. And he's listened to me. He heard me say that his smashes need to be better. And they've been a lot better since, to be fair. Served on the tee, steps in, goes forehand cross. Forehand to forehand here now. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas is good. Slice from Coric down the line, clips the baseline. Backhand to backhand. His backhand finds the net. Coric on the back foot. Tsitsipas is looking to get the break here. He's looking to try and finish things off here early. Coric is sticking in there, but he's going to have to really dig deep. Couple of good matches for me to do previews for as well, of course. We've got Rybakina and Ostapenko tomorrow. That's going to be a good match. Runa. Tsitsipas wins. Tsitsipas Medvedev. Oh, good serve out wide from Coric. Goes forehand on the line. Tsitsipas on the stretch. He's hustling hard here, but it's not enough. As Coric comes forward, gets another smash opportunity, puts it away yet again. Advantage, Borna Coric. Great defensive work from Tsitsipas. They did as much as he could do, really, in that position. It was a great serve out wide, dragged Tsitsipas out, and he's on the back foot throughout that point. Coric kept his composure, even. Casey says, do you think Penko can win? Yeah, she's got a chance. She's got a chance, definitely. You know what? A lot of it comes down to which Penko shows up, in honesty. I think the biggest thing for me is how does she return? How does she return the Rybakina serve? Even on this surface, I think it's so hard to return. We saw Swiatek, one of the best returners on tour, struggling with it. Forehand to forehand here. Goes backhand on the line, Coric, and he does seal the game with a beauty of a backhand down the line. So he stays in touching distance, fighting hard. Tsitsipas, 4-3 here, and his box telling him, come on, get fired up here. They know that it's coming up to now or never territory for Coric as we get into the business end of this second set. But yeah, I mean, look, I think Rybakina is the favourite probably going into that. But people need to remember Ostapenko has won a Roland Garros. She is good on clay. She is. A lot of it, though, is definitely down to the Ostapenko that turns up on the day. Does she get frustrated? Does she turn up and start spraying the ball everywhere? I don't know. Casey says her and Runa seem to get tired at the later stages of tournaments sometimes. I think that's a bit harsh on Holger Rune, because Holger Rune has won quite a few tournaments. Remember, he won the Paris Masters indoors last year against Djokovic, winning in 3, coming from a set down in the final as well. He won Munich this year, coming back from behind as well, saving match points. Yes, he lost Monte Carlo. I don't think it's because he was tired, though. I think he lost. He's got a bit of mental scarring from Rublev as well from the Australian Open earlier this year. So I think if Rune is to lose later in tournaments, is not normally, in my opinion anyway, because he's tired. It's normally because he just hasn't played as well on the day, to be honest. And he's not invincible like a Djokovic or Nadal, where you expect them to just go on and win tournaments consistently even. Neil says Cincinnati, US Open. But you were saying about Ostapenko. I think Ostapenko, I'm not quite sure about her endurance, to be honest, as well. I do agree with you, Casey, but I feel like lately she seemed okay. But we'll see, because Rybakina will test her. The points won't be that long, to be honest, so that's probably a good thing for her. She doesn't want to get dragged into long points, I would imagine. But she needs to be careful because her second serve is a bit of a gimme at times, and Rybakina returns really aggressively. So that serve return dynamic could be where it's won or lost. I think Ostapenko has the power from the back of the court to trouble Rybakina, but so does Rybakina, to be honest. Second serve Forehand down the middle. Forehand into out from Tsitsipas approach, and then it's a very hard smash, pedaling backwards. He's missed it. Love 15. Neil says Cincinnati, US Open, Miami, Indian Wells. How many more Masters and Majors would you want to see in the US? In the first world country perks that you get, can't you have some in India? Huge fan base here. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't live in the US. I live in the UK, but yeah, I agree with you. I think they need to spread it out to Asia. So India, whatever, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Even if you're to have some tournaments in, they do have some, I guess, in Japan and China and other places, but they need to spread out. Have some in Africa, like spread the love, man. If we really want tennis to be a global sport, you've got to spread it out. You've got to spread it out. Have different conditions, different climates. That's what makes it interesting. So it would be nice to see. I wouldn't personally mind them taking 2 or 3 tournaments from the US and spreading it around the globe, because I just think it would be a lot more interesting. But the thing is, there's one ultimate factor that decides everything, and that's money. So that's why Europe and the US have the most tournaments, because that's where the money is, unfortunately. So yeah, it's what it is. Anyway, backhand down the middle from Coric, forehand down the line, backhand to backhand. Down the middle goes Coric, then goes forehand down the line. Again, that goes long. So 30-15. It's also, I'll talk about money, right? And that's why we've seen the emergence of tournaments in the Middle East, in UAE, so in Doha, Qatar as well. The reason why those guys are now getting tournaments with ATP and WTA is because they've got the money to invest in, tournament complex, and they have the money to pay the big bucks to the big players. And I guess the big issue is, you know, countries in other continents, are they going to be able to do it to the same degree? I don't know, to be honest. Max says, I remember having a fragrance advertisement yesterday on the live streams. Fair enough. It would be nice to see a grass 1000 Masters title. I agree. That's one thing I definitely want as well. And I did a video. I actually did I did a short on it, actually, on the channel. So, like one of those 1 minute ones, talking about the fact that as Zverev said that we only have 3 Masters tournaments on clay, whereas of course you've got a lot of Masters tournaments on hard court. So I was saying I think there should be more Masters tournaments on clay, and also let's have 1 or 2 on grass as well. Let's try and have more events on all 3 surfaces, more equally proportioned. I just feel like the schedule's so hard and heavy. I get there's different types of hard courts. Tsitsipas just burns a game point with a double fault. So we are at juicy. He's 4-3 up. He's still got the break, but he's making it tough for himself here. And yeah, I get there's indoor hard courts, there's slower hard courts, there's quicker hard courts. I get it. I do get it. But it would be nice to see more grass court tournaments. It would be nice to see more clay court tournaments. I just think it's one of those things, right? With clay, especially grass, obviously very weather dependent, is the issue as well. And if you have grass in, say, the UK, it can rain quite a lot. It can be problematic, and not every single tournament can have a roof. So I think if they were to have one, they'd have to create a Masters 1000 tournament with the grass that the centre court has a roof. As the serve out wide, backhand to backhand, and Coric misses the backhand line, so advantage Tsitsipas. Says there's morons call it the Indian Wells, and guess what? It takes place in the US. Bring it to India, man. I'll personally make sure the ATP website floods with fans for the tickets. 1.4 billion here. Nihal, you know what? Instead of getting people to personally flood with tickets to the websites, can you get 1.4 billion people from India to flood this channel and subscribe? That's what I want, Nihal. Come on. Come to the channel and subscribe, please. That would be amazing. But yeah, another double fault from Tsitsipas on game point. What is he doing? We're back to juice. If you're enjoying this stream, remember to that like button, please, and do subscribe if you're new. And like Nihar if you know a lot of people or just anyone really, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, anyone who you think would be interested in tennis and might enjoy the channel. Do let them know. Share the channel with anyone who you think might be interested. Get them to subscribe if you think they'll like it as well. They can always unsubscribe later if they don't enjoy it. Oh, that's massive from Coric. Second serve's not good enough. Coric goes backhand cross, backhand to backhand, then goes down the line with an absolute beauty. And I have to say that that is so good from Borna Coric. And that's a missile down the line. And he opens up a break point after Tsitsipas had a couple of game points. I mean, this is a real blip in concentration from Tsitsipas. 2 double faults as well in this game so far. Advantage Borna Coric at 4-3 here. Served on the tee. Forehand is long from Coric. That's a bad miss. Onto his forehand in his hitting zone. We're back to Juice. What's funny as well is this is reminiscent of that Vienna match I was talking about last year where he was a set and a break up Tsitsipas and he went on to lose it. And it would be interesting. It would be very interesting. Max says a bit off topic. Songs from Hiri Duffer, a guilty pleasure. She's the reason why Miley Cyrus exists. Is she? Why? What is the connection? Casey says, yeah. What is the connection? I don't know. Serve out wide. Forehand cross is good from Coric. Bad miss from Tsitsipas down the line. He's gone into the tram lines. Advantage Coric again. Breakpoint opportunity. Casey says, Fazan, do you speak another language? I can speak other languages. Not very well. I can speak Urdu or Hindi, but very, very broken. I can understand quite a bit of it, but I can speak some conversational. But yeah, I was born and raised in the UK, so first language. Nia says, definitely, man. QualityShot, tennis rocks. Thank you, Nia. Appreciated. Second serve, forehand is in from Coric. Forehand cross from Tsitsipas. Forehand down the middle from Coric. Forehand down the middle from Tsitsipas. Forehand down the line from Coric. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas. Backhand cross from Coric is massive. Oh, it's absolutely huge from Coric. And he gets the shank from Tsitsipas, who wasn't expecting it to come at him at such pace. And he does break. He gets the break back. We're 4-all here. Tsitsipas is going to have... I tell you what, if Tsitsipas does not win this match in straight sets, or just win it generally, he's going to be mentally scarred because Coric has done this before in their most recent match. This could really get in his head. Max says, come on, Borna, win the second set. Oh, interesting. Tsitsipas is saying, before I take a shot, apparently Coric is going, before I take a shot. Saying it's not very sportsmanlike. But the umpire saying I didn't hear it, so interesting. I think he's just frustrated he didn't hold there. He had 2 double faults as well. Should have got it done. So that wide is missed from Coric, and he's saying he's not very sportsmanlike since Tsitsipas. I mean, he said I've never heard that before. I don't think he. Well, I can't hear it, but again, I'm not in Tsitsipas's position, so I'm just wondering whether it's frustration. Second serve, forehand down the middle, forehand into out from Coric. Steps in, goes backhand down the line, forehand cross from Coric, forehand down the line from Coric. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas is missed. 15 love. Casey says, what's the connection? Close set here, says Casey. Max says, come on, Borna, win the second set. He's doing his best. You can feel the momentum shift here. Serve into the forehand of Tsitsipas. He's definitely ramping up the power here, Coric. And what happened here? Forehand from Tsitsipas was in. and the call was out, but it is in. They've checked it, so they're going to replay the point. It would be interesting to see in the last couple of games, has Coric's power and his level, is there a metric to show that it has risen? Because I think he's hitting the ball a lot cleaner with a lot more pace. He's serving a lot bigger as well. Serve out wide, good kick serve. Backhand is in from Tsitsipas. It's a bad miss from Coric. Trying to go into on the forehand. We're at 15 all. And it is a close set. And that's really courtesy of Tsitsipas, in all honesty. He had break points at 4-2. He had one break point, to be fair, at 4-2. Didn't take it. And had game points in the previous game as well. So technically, this match could be over. Could be 6-2. We'll go so out wide. Forehand down the line. Oh, very, very good from Coric. Forehand on the line. Beautiful drop volley. Neil says, Urdu Hindi isn't that hard to learn, Fazan. Although you've been born and raised in the UK, you're a Desi after all. Have some club jamun and jalebi and enjoy the day. Very good. Very good. I'll have some Ras Malai with that as well. It's not. It's not, to be honest. And I mean, yeah. Just one of those things. Total tangent for me, but who cares? Yeah, it's fine. Hillary was the first star on Disney Channel and made a blueprint to be a Disney star and also to be a singer. Okay, I've got so a trailblazer. She was a trailblazer, is what Max is saying. Right, 30-15, second serve here. Goes into the backhand. Backhand cross from Tsitsipas. Backhand on the line from Coric. Forehand cross from Tsitsipas. And then the forehand from Coric finds the net. 30 all. Max says there were shows on Disney Channel before Lizzie McGuire, but Lizzie made the network popular, or even. Okay, says, gotcha. What about the Mickey Mouse's Club? Yeah, that's true. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside. I remember that song because it's like a children's show, but my brother used to watch it. He's a lot younger than me, and it's such a catchy song. But yeah, Mickey Mouse, the original OG Mickey Mouse, of course, you'd expect is why Disney really rose to fame. But I think for teens, maybe that was Hilary Duff. Or Hilary Duffy, sorry, even. Well, it is out. Second serve coming up. Casey says, "Are Urdu and Hindi the same?" They're not exactly the same, but they're very, very similar. Very, very similar. Like a lot of it is interchangeable, but there are some like nuances that to both. Second serve out wide. Forehand is in from Tsitsipas. Forehand on a line from Coric. Steps in, goes backhand into the net. 30-40 break point opportunity for Stefanos Tsitsipas. Oh. So out wide. Oh, a what a pass from Tsitsipas. Wowzers. Serve and volley from Coric onto the backhand side of Tsitsipas. A ridiculous pass cross court from Tsitsipas. Huge roar. He gets the break back and he'll serve for the match now. Wow. Bit of spice and everything nice. And he gets the job done. Nia says, high octane tennis question incoming. How do they determine and put a quality check on the tennis balls that are used throughout the tourney? They test them beforehand, I'm pretty sure. They're tested beforehand. Max says, Borna, you had a chance to win your game on serve. Yeah, he did. He did. Spasto takes the break. The first time of asking. Max says, Casey, yes, the Mickey Mouse Club in the early 90s had Brittany, Christina, and JT. Oh. Sean says, mad how many stars were in that group. Max, Ryan Gosling even. Okay, says, okay, yeah, thanks, Max. You're a music encyclopedia. Right, 5-4 Tsitsipas hit, serving for the match. Serve into the forehand of Coric that finds the net. 15 love. So that wide is an absolute bullet from Tsitsipas. 30 love. This is becoming very easy. Or backhand down the middle from Coric. Backhand to backhand here. Oh, he's made it, Coric. Beautiful. 30-15. Neil says Borna, Team Kyrgios are just about 29 or 30. Feels like a really long time that they've been around on tour. They have been, to be fair, especially Kyrgios. I mean, Kyrgios broke onto the scene when he was a teenager, so yeah. Served on a tee is an ace. What a serve from Tsitsipas. Paints the line. 40-15. He's got 2 match points. This is huge. Two match points. So out wide, forehand is long from Coric. What a victory in the end for Stefanos Tsitsipas. Coric is not happy. Oh, he's not happy. He's chatting to his box. He's saying all the best stuff, but he's chatting to his box. He's not happy with how he's played, I don't think. And Tsitsipas gets the win, 6-3, 6-4. Borna Coric had beat him in the last 3. Last 3 matches, but on the clay in Rome, Tsitsipas gets the job done and breaks that momentum that Coric has in the head-to-head. He will meet Daniel Medvedev in the final. In the semi-final, even. Max says, comic? Well, it could be comical. Coric fumbled to win the second set, agreed. Good win for Tsitsipas, though, in all honesty. Very good. Guys, keep an eye out for previews. I'll probably do Rybakina, Ostapenko, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and also Rune Ruud as well. So keep an eye out for the previews for those 3 matches. And we'll see as well whether we can do a live stream tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be doing at least 1 live stream each day as well. The finals are coming up as well. I mean, and then after that, Roland Garros. So yeah, here we go. Max is when is the next live stream? Hopefully tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that as well. Guys, thank you very much. Stay safe and well, and we'll see you on the next video. And yeah, of QualityShot Tennis. Yeah. Thanks, Fazan. Thanks, Casey. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it. Neil says I'll join for Ruda. Oh, thank you for the answers, Max. No problem at all. Thank you to all of you for tuning in as always. Great to have you guys on. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.